The top most game-breaking Pokemon in Pokemon Go is going to be 1, Mega Evolution, and it also has a Shadow, but is the Shadow or the Mega better in Pokemon Go? Let's check that out for Mewtwo in Pokemon Go. So, welcome to the Trader Club. Here we go! Welcome back, everybody. Are you guys excited about more Mega Pokemon in Pokemon Go? Because I absolutely love the Mega Pokemon. I love them. I think they're absolutely fantastic. And one of the most fan-favorited Pokemon is going to be Mewtwo. Mewtwo as itself is already a strong Pokemon, but Mewtwo as a Shadow is an even stronger Pokemon. But is it going to be better than the Mega in Pokemon Go? And in this video, we're going to check out how strong is the Mega projected to be right now. And just remember that Mewtwo does get multiple different types of moves in Pokemon Go. So this Pokemon, when it is Mega'd and Shadow, could be extremely powerful in Pokemon Go. So let's start jumping into this because Mewtwo has a Shadow that's already out, has a shiny Shadow that's already out. The last thing that needs to come out is the Mega. The Mega is going to have an X and a Y. The Y is going to be a pure Psychic type, which is going to be a stronger Pokemon. The bulkier one is going to be the X, that's going to be a Psychic and a Fighting type combination. As of right now, Game Press has this Pokemon with an attack value of 388, which ranks it as 2 overall, which is insane. Its defense is 202 and its stamina is 214. That's projecting a max level 50 CP at 6,343, which is absolutely crazy. Which in comparison to regular Mewtwo that maxes out at 4,724, this Pokemon also same exact as the Shadow. The regular is going to have an attack stat of 300, so it does bump it up quite a bit with that Mega. With a defense of 182 and a stamina of 214, so this Pokemon with the Mega does get bumped up significantly in that stat column. However, the Mega Mewtwo is not too much further behind the Y at max CP of 6,138, which is quite crazy. So if we are looking at the Mega Mewtwo Y, which is going to be the all Psychic type, it does have 3 weaknesses, which are going to be Dark, Ghost, as well as Bug type. But the Psychic type is going to change up with when it gets a Fighting type combination, which will make it weak to Ghost, weak to Flying, and weak to Fairy. So it does lose the Dark and the Bug type weakness, which is kind of crazy. Both of the Mewtwo's will resist Fighting. The Fighting and the Psychic combination will resist Rock, and the all Psychic type, which is going to be the Y, will resist Psychic. Okay, so let's start breaking down these Pokemon and get into their movesets, and then we're going to see where the Shadow versus the Mega does sit up, where my recommendation is there, and then overall, with all of the different movesets that this Pokemon gets, where is this Pokemon going to be ranked? Okay, so for the movesets coming onto the Mewtwo, we do have Confusion, and we also have Psycho Cut. Okay, so Confusion does a lot of damage, but Psycho Cut is going to charge a little bit faster, so it just depends on what you want to use here. As far as its movesets go, its legacy moves are going to be 3 of them. You can get Hyper Beam, you can get Psy Strike, and you can get Shadow Ball. Okay, so usually when Mewtwo does come out, it usually comes with, in raid battles, Psy Strike. And also, there's going to be regular moves that this Pokemon can get, which are going to be Psychic. It can get Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, Focus Blast, it also does get, as well as Flamethrower. Okay, so this Pokemon gets a lot of different movesets. So Ice Beam is not the most premier move, but it is pretty powerful. As far as Flamethrower, semi-decent. As far as Shadow Ball, premier Ghost move. As far as Psy Strike, premier Psychic move. Focus Blast is not the premier fighting move, but coming from a very powerful Pokemon, it is quite strong. Okay, so overall, let's check out the ER value. If you guys aren't familiar with any of my videos, ER value is going to be basically taking how much damage a Pokemon can do and how tanky it is and combining it into one value so we can basically put a number to how strong Pokemon are as battlers, okay? So this is not going to be PvP because obviously these Pokemon are very strong in PvP, but you can't use Megas in PvP. So let's check this out. Here we go, Mega Mewtwo versus Shadow Mewtwo. The Mega Mewtwo Y is going to be obviously the strongest with Confusion and Psy Strike overall at 64.24. Then the Mega Mewtwo X is going to come through at 62.19, and the Shadow Mewtwo is going to come through at 57.41. So those values are extremely powerful. If you're above 40 in the 45 range, you're pretty much going to be at the top of some categories. But if you are over 50 or let alone over 60, we have game-breaking potential for these Pokemon. So let's check out this Pokemon overall to see if it is going to be the most powerful Pokemon in the game. Okay, so overall we have Mega Mewtwo Y, Confusion and Psy Strike at 64.24. Mega Mewtwo X is going to be the second most powerful Pokemon at 62.19. Primal Kyogre and Primal Groudon with their new movesets are basically the exact same at 58.19 and 15 at spaces 3 and 4. And then space number 5 is going to be Shadow Mewtwo at Confusion and Psy Strike at 57.41. In space number 6, we have Garchomp in the Mega form, Mega Rayquaza, Eternatus, which is not out yet, Mega Lucario, and then Mega Metagross. Wow, so that's impressive. So Mega Mewtwo, Y and X in spot number 1 and 2. In spot number 5, we have the Shadow Mewtwo, which is the only Pokemon non-Mega in the top 10, which is extremely powerful, but it is not quite as powerful as the Megas. But just remember, you can get multiple Shadows and have them populating your raid party, and you can only use one Mega Pokemon. Ideally here, if we're looking at Mega Mewtwo, the most functional one is going to be Mega Mewtwo X for candy gaining purposes, but the strongest one in the game is going to be Mega Mewtwo Y for attacking. Okay, so now let's check it out in the different categories and see where this Pokemon does stack up. So overall, let's start with the fighting category. Actually, in the fighting category, this is going to be one of the exceptions here where Mega Mewtwo X comes over the top because it's getting the stab bonus, which is actually going to make it stronger than Mega Lucario with Counter and Aura Sphere by 2 full points basically, which is impressive. Mega Mewtwo Y in the 3rd spot and Mega Heracross in the 4th spot. That is going to be significantly down from Mega Mewtwo X. Okay, so with that Focus Blast, that's quite crazy because I did not expect that Pokemon to be stronger than Mega Lucario. I thought Mega Lucario for sure would have the fighting category locked down, but it does not. The Mega Mewtwo X actually takes over that spot with Focus Blast, even though Aura Sphere is a much better move. Now moving on to the Ice Beam with Mega Mewtwo Y at the top. Primal Kyogre is going to come right above the Mega Mewtwo X. Then if we do check out, even the Black Kyurem is below that Mega Mewtwo Y, which is crazy. Then we have another exception here, which is going to be the fire category, because Mega Blaziken sits at the top, Mega Charizard Y 2nd spot, Eternatus in 3rd spot, and Mega Mewtwo Y is going to be at the 4th spot at 50.84. Primal Groudon coming in 5th, and Mega Mewtwo X coming in 6th. So if you do look at that, guys, the fire category is going to be dominated by the Pokemon that are already populating it, which is kind of cool, actually. I thought that, Mewtwo is actually a really cool Pokemon, but at the same time, I really love when the regular Pokemon are topping the charts, because one specific Pokemon dominating is quite out of the ordinary, but this one is quite an extraordinary Pokemon. Then if we move to the electric category, Mega Mewtwo Y at the top, Thunderbolt with the 52.27. The X is coming in 2nd at 50.6. Primal Kyogre is actually 47.74. Shadow Mewtwo coming in next, and Zekrom in the next spot at Dragon Breath and Fusion Bolts. Okay, so Zekrom is going to be an exception here. The reason I'm saying that is because at some point that Pokemon could have a Shadow, and if it does get a Shadow, it could definitely top the charts in the electric category. Then next, we're going into Ghost moves. So Mega Mewtwo Y is going to be Shadow Ball, 55.56. Mega Mewtwo X coming in next, and then Mega Gengar is actually going to be in the 3rd spot at 52.21. Shadow Mewtwo comes in the 5th spot, Mega Alakazam, Banette, Gardevoir, Lunala, and Mewtwo going down the charts right there. Wow, so that is quite crazy. And then finally, we have one more Pokemon, which is going to be a normal move of Hyper Beam. So Max Eternatus has Hyper Beam and is actually above the Mega Mewtwo Y and X. This Pokemon is actually not out yet, same as the Mega Mewtwo, so it could be adjusted, but that is where they are ranking this Pokemon. We actually have Mega Salamence with Return coming in next, Mega Alakazam. Regigigas is actually going to be the only Pokemon on here that is a normal type Pokemon, all the way at spot number 10 with the Giga Impact. That's a stronger move than Hyper Beam. But then also we do have the Shadow Mewtwo coming in there as well, quite far up there, but Mega Tyranitar with Return as well. So if we look at this Pokemon, Mega Mewtwo is absolutely game breaking. This Pokemon is extremely strong. It's very versatile because of how many different types of moves that it does get that are all pretty strong. It gets the strongest psychic move in the game. It gets Shadow Ball, which is one of the strongest ghost type moves in the game, and it keeps getting better and better from here on out. But the question remains, when will Mega Mewtwo make its way into Pokemon Go? I don't know. Maybe at the end of this year for New Year's? I don't know. Or maybe if not that, Go Fest this year, or maybe Go Fest next year. I'm not really 100% sure, but it's going to be very exciting to see it. So thank you guys for being here as always. To all of my likers, commenters, subscribers, Patreon members, everybody takes your support, subscription, and participation to the next level. I'm going to see you guys out on the next video. Peace. I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.